Welcome to World Prism. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Aviation Capital Group, one of the largest and most influential American aircraft lessors, has recently made headlines by taking a bold step away from its traditional reliance on Boeing aircraft. Instead, the company has placed a significant and highly publicized order for China's Comac C919, a move that has caught the attention of the entire aviation industry. This strategic decision signals not only growing confidence in China's rapidly advancing manufacturing capabilities, but also represents a direct challenge to the long-standing dominance of Western aerospace giants like Boeing and Airbus. As a key lessor, ACG's choices have a ripple effect, influencing the fleet decisions of airlines around the world and shaping the future of global aviation. For an American company to actively support a direct competitor to Boeing is virtually unprecedented, and it reflects not only Boeing's recent struggles with safety and production, but also a shifting landscape in the industry. The rise of new players like Comac is creating fresh opportunities for lessors and airlines alike, offering alternatives that were unthinkable just a decade ago. With the Chinese market increasingly closed to Boeing due to political and economic tensions, ACG's investment in the C919 is a strategic move to ensure continued access to one of the world's fastest-growing and most lucrative aviation regions. This is more than just a business transaction, it's a powerful statement about the shifting dynamics of global trade, manufacturing, and technological leadership in aviation. The implications for Boeing, for Comac, and for the future of aerospace competition are profound, and the effects of this decision will likely be felt across the industry for many years to come. Boeing's troubles in China began with the US-China trade war, a conflict that quickly spilled over from tariffs on steel and soybeans to the high-stakes world of aerospace. The rivalry between the world's two largest economies turned the skies into a new front, with Boeing and its European rival, Airbus, caught in the crossfire. In retaliation for US tariffs, Beijing quietly instructed state-owned airlines to halt new Boeing orders and delay deliveries, especially of the 737 MAX. This move was rarely publicized, but its impact was immediate and severe. As a result, Boeing was left with dozens of undelivered jets, so-called white tails, representing billions in lost revenue. These aircraft, built for Chinese customers, now sat idle, their futures uncertain. Forced to remarket these planes at a discount, Boeing's reputation and finances took a hit. The company scrambled to find new buyers, but the glut of unsold jets drove prices down and eroded confidence in Boeing's future. Meanwhile, China promoted its own C919, sidelining Boeing and creating a protected market for Comac. The government's support for its homegrown jet sent a clear message: China was ready to compete on the global stage. Every 737 MAX rejected by Chinese airlines became an opportunity for the C919. As Boeing's presence faded, Comac's star began to rise, filling the void in China's rapidly growing aviation sector. Losing access to China, once a quarter of Boeing's deliveries, is a fundamental threat to its long-term growth. The Chinese market, with its booming demand for air travel, had been a cornerstone of Boeing's global strategy. The trade standoff has forced companies like ACG to choose sides, redrawing the map of global aviation. As the rift deepens, the future of Boeing in China, and the balance of power in the skies, remains uncertain. Boeing's exclusion from the Chinese aviation market has triggered immediate and far-reaching financial consequences for the company. Once a key growth engine, China represented a massive share of Boeing's global sales, and its sudden closure has left a gaping hole in the company's revenue streams. With up to 50 undelivered 737 MAX jets now sitting idle and over $5 billion in lost revenue, Boeing faces a mounting crisis. These aircraft, originally destined for Chinese airlines, are now stranded, tying up valuable resources and capital. The company has been forced to store and attempt to remarket these jets, often at a significant loss, further compounding its financial strain. Each month these planes remain unsold. The costs of maintenance, storage, and depreciation continue to rise. Production planning has become chaotic, with FAA-imposed caps on output and deep uncertainty over future orders. The unpredictability makes it nearly impossible for Boeing to forecast demand or efficiently allocate resources. The ripple effect of this crisis extends far beyond Boeing itself, threatening thousands of American jobs across the company's vast supply chain. From parts manufacturers to logistics providers, the entire ecosystem is feeling the strain. While mass layoffs have been avoided so far, the shrinking market share and ongoing uncertainty could eventually force Boeing to cut back on high-skilled positions, putting the livelihoods of engineers, technicians, and factory workers at risk. Every dollar Boeing spends on damage control and crisis management is a dollar not invested in research, development, or future innovation. This diversion of resources weakens Boeing's competitive edge and limits its ability to develop next-generation aircraft. Meanwhile, Airbus is seizing the opportunity, rapidly expanding its own market share in China and strengthening relationships with Chinese airlines. This shift could have long-term implications for the balance of power in the global aerospace industry. The financial wounds from this dispute run deep, and unless Boeing can regain access to the Chinese market, its ability to compete on the world stage may be hampered for years to come. The China C919 is quickly becoming a compelling choice for airlines and lessors, especially in China. Political support ensures a steady stream of orders, giving COMAC a rapid path to economies of scale. The C919 is offered at a significant discount compared to Western rivals, with attractive financing and support packages. Technically, it's a modern jet, blending Chinese design with proven Western systems like the LEAP-1C engines. This hybrid approach reassures buyers wary of unproven technology. For lessors like ACG, the C919 opens doors to the Chinese market and diversifies their portfolios. The C919 is no longer just a national project, it's a credible third option in the global narrow-body market. The Boeing 737 MAX and COMAC C919 reflect two different design philosophies. The 737 MAX is an evolution of a decades-old airframe, constrained by legacy design and recent safety crises. The C919, a clean-sheet 21st-century design, offers a wider cabin, modern systems, and a fresh start. While the 737 MAX has a vast support network, its brand is tarnished and its availability limited in key markets. The C919, with lower costs and political acceptability in China, is gaining traction. Safety perceptions now favor the newcomer, as COMAC builds its reputation from scratch using reliable Western components. For airlines and lessors, the choice is no longer clear-cut. The C919's appeal grows with every new order, challenging the old duopoly. As Boeing falters, Airbus and COMAC are seizing the opportunity. Airbus has filled the gap in China, expanding its assembly line and securing massive A320neo orders. This strategy has boosted Airbus's market share and backlog, giving it a commanding lead in narrow bodies. Outside China, airlines are turning to Airbus to avoid Boeing's delivery delays. Meanwhile, COMAC has used this protected space to mature the C919, building a solid order book and operational experience. The result? A new competitive landscape. With COMAC emerging as a serious global player, the decision by ACG to invest in the C919 signals that COMAC is now a commercial force, not just a political project. The global aerospace map is being redrawn, with three major players vying for dominance. ACG's embrace of the C919 marks a turning point in aviation, signaling the end of the Boeing-Airbus duopoly. The industry is splitting, Boeing and Airbus in the West, COMAC rising in China and beyond. This shift threatens America's industrial base and could lead to a decline in aerospace jobs and innovation. For airlines and passengers, increased competition may lower prices and spur innovation, but could also fragment global fleets and complicate operations. The seamless global aviation network may give way to regional divides. COMAC's ambitions extend beyond the C919, with plans for wide-body jets and global expansion. The events of 2025 will be remembered as the moment the industry accepted a new reality. The future of aviation will be shaped by commercial competition and geopolitics, with Boeing, Airbus, and COMAC battling for supremacy.